May be just that they didn't insulate it all the way down to the return box, and that's just from you running the air conditioning and the hot air hitting here, possibly. And you can see the insulation's not tucked all the way up here. This is just dripping wet. This one over here, just dripping wet.
And these are all the intakes, and then the last intake is back here.
Is that one all wet also?
It's cold, but yeah, it is dripping wet.
Okay. So.
Okay.
Whatever they got to do, if they got to put some, to maybe take the zip ties off. First of all, see how they tape where the connection is and stuff.
Right.
Okay. Now it looks like they got the connection taped.
Right.
But if air is leaking out through here,
it's condensating.
This is the concentrated cold against the 130 degrees of the attic.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, and back here at least I can see, you know, they pulled this bag up. This bag has no R value.
Right.
All the purpose of that is just to hold that piece of flat insulation around.
And this is the intake, correct?
Let's see what we got here. So this one here. This looks like a return duct going into your ceiling.
Okay, so that's the coldest air. Okay. Yeah. And so then it's condensing the air in the attic. Okay.
And here's the other float switch here in case the pan
fills.
Now, did they put another little drain onto here?
Oh,
that's dripping right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's condensing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's because this water is so cold. As far as I don't see the other pipe unless it's on the other side.
Okay. Now, up near the roof of your house outside, there's like a little piece of PVC sticking out maybe?
Yeah. They said that's the backup drain is what that is. And so they said that should not leak. But there's the little PVC drain over here, right back there. But I don't know if I got to check and see if it's connected to something.
Oh yeah, it's connected to the pan.
Okay.
So that's your last hurrah. In other words, if that switch didn't work and it's a sunny day and you saw water dripping, Houston, we have a problem.
They've had problems with this one. This one's tripped twice.
Yep.
And so then they resloped it and everything, but
it's dripping right now.
Yeah, because of all the kind of you know, a lot of the new builders, they don't put these in the attic. They make it standing up in a little closet on the top floor. It doesn't take up hardly any room.
Yeah.
But this is the way that they did it when they were building these houses.
Yeah, I know the new home research says don't put these things in an attic unless it's completely conditioned.
Yeah, and this probably goes over to, let's see where this one goes to.
That goes to the main intake. There's an intake vent over here.
Oh, that's where your filter goes in?
Yeah, filter goes in there.
So we call this the return. This is how the air is returning to the furnace.
Right.
Okay, it gets filtered, returned, and then heated or cooled. So your concentrated cold air that you want going into the house is in a dripping puddle over here.
Right. So it's not putting the humidity, or it's just, that means the air is leaking off that, basically.
Yeah, and the other thing, and
I mean, it's a puddle. Yeah, mold could grow
look at
there.
this. See my hand?
Yeah, that's not okay. That mold.
Okay. Sometimes you see like a little bit of condensation or something.
Yeah.
This is more than I usually see.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the thing is, they may have to, see, I can feel it's just bare bones here. It may be that they take this completely off, make sure there's no air leakage on the inside.
Right.
And then definitely get a great big hunk of insulation down, zip tied tight around it so that when you tuck your finger under the edge of the insulation, it's insulating it instead of condensating.
Yeah. But it looks like all of these,
yes.
On the
the other thing that it's doing now, if it continues, it's making your insulation wet, which is not good either.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so they got to make sure that they have no air. This is an attic unit, no air leakage, and properly insulated where they made all the connections.
Okay, and then that's going to be written in the
I can write you that.
Yeah.
This is sometimes, okay, the guys will put like a little piece of insulation or something around here.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't drip onto there.
But it's just that temperature in the water is so cold, and
Yes.
there's so much humidity here in the attic.
Yes. Okay.
So-
Other times they have, it's going to be hard. You can't move the pan now because everything is set.
You're right.
The way they got the pipes in and everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes when they set the pan, they set that so it'll at least drip over this.
Drip in the pan.
That would have been useful.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's, I don't know, some companies will put like just a little piece of that rubber, you know, outside on the line set that goes in the house. It's got that little black rubber piece.
Yeah, similar to this.
Yeah, exactly. You're right on the money.
Yeah.
And sometimes they put over that and it helps a little bit.
Okay.
But I don't know if otherwise they want to put some other little catcher thing or something so it can evaporate in the meantime or whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
It sounds like the vast majority of work they've done. It's just these connections got to be redone.
Yeah, definitely redone. And the one on the back here, see this one's a lot better, you know.
Right.
I mean, it might have a little bit at the thing there, but this one also back here, okay, right, feel the top of it. You see the top of it is just the collar and not the insulation.
Right.
So they could take the stuff apart, put all their insulation down, and tuck it up. No gives a bug in the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't feel any of that here. See how nice this one is?
Yeah.
And on the inside, when you touch that, it doesn't feel hot or cold.
It doesn't feel hot or cold, whereas this bigger
Yes.
one over here feels
Yes.
cold. And that's the inside air coming in, cooling that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the air returning it.
Okay.
And then this is how it's distributing the
The newly cold air out.
newly cold air out. That's the supply. It's supplying to the room and returning to the unit.
Okay.
Okay, we have more information than we needed.
Okay. No, I appreciate this is why we have inspections. So.
HVAC 101. Look at your roof. How about that? That's lots of insulation.
Yeah. Well, it was installed by eShield, and they originally ran it all the way down, but then when we added the insulation in the bottom,
Yeah. They wanted it to breathe.
they needed a little bit. So this still the roof heats, and then it still runs in between the flue and the vent.